And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's New at Noon. Today is Thursday. My name is Cody, and I will be your host of these New at Noon segments every Monday through Thursday, right here at 12 noon Eastern Time on Zoom and Facebook Live. Now, although our conference may have been canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our commitment to education and training has not and will not stop. USITT will continue to bring you these sessions every Monday through Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, as well as we'll bring you our forum at 4 Eastern every afternoon. Now, what are these new sessions? So the USITT's New at Noon is very similar to our new product showcase, which would have debuted our industry partners and exhibiting companies' new products at our conference in Houston. Instead of taking the main stage, they'll be taking our virtual stage now to go over these new products with you and showcase these new and emerging technologies. Our New at Noon segment will also feature new companies that were set to exhibit this year in Houston, but unfortunately were not able to do so. Our other series, Forum at 4, will take the sessions that were to be presented in Houston by our various commissioners and exhibitors themselves and turn them into this virtual platform, bringing those sessions still here today through our Forum at 4 broadcast. The great thing about these webinar series is that you still get a chance to get involved with industry professionals and get your questions answered live in this virtual environment. Now, I do want to apologize for having to last minute cancel yesterday's New at Noon segment. The company that we were presenting with, unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, had a little bit of a delay in getting the product released, but they'll be with us probably at the end of next week or the beginning of the following week to get that information out to you. So make sure to check on our website for that information as well. And just to remind you, you can get all of the information on all of these offerings. We are offering all of this content for free right now, which I know is everyone's favorite word. Again, that website, usitt.org. So be sure to check that out. And every Friday, so that's tomorrow, we'll be uploading our schedule for the following. So be sure to check that out tomorrow and get those registrations in. Now, with that being said, we're very excited to have today's guest on New at Noon. Scooter Wasserberg from J-4 Design is with us today. Scooter, are you there?
I am. Good morning.
Hi.
Or good afternoon.
How are you?
We are doing really well, actually. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect. Scooter, before we get started today, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and J-4 and what you guys will be talking about today?
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Again, my name is Scooter. It's kind of like Cher or Madonna. I generally go by that. Jenna is right behind me. She is the director of service and training. And J-4 Design, as I will get into in just a moment in a little more depth, is a systems integrator and a lighting and rigging equipment repair facility.
Awesome. And so we'll go through all that a little bit more in depth as we get through the presentation today. I just wanted to let all of our attendees out there know that if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please use that Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. Just press that Q&A button, a box will pop up. You can type your information in there. And then towards the end of today's presentation, we'll get those questions answered live for you here. Also, if you see a question that you like on the pop-up, be sure to press that thumbs up button. It gives it an upvote and gets that question up to the front of the queue. You can also use the chat feature. I see some of you doing that now. We've got some people in from Trinidad, DC, Joliet, Illinois. So we like to see where everybody's from as well. So feel free to keep on keeping those cities and states and stuff going in the chat box as well. But for now, Scooter, we'll pass it back over to you.
Thank you. Stand by for station identification. Excellent. So hopefully everyone can see the screen that I'm looking at, which is our wonderful presentation. J-4 Design, as I began to comment earlier, we are the give a damn people. Our website is www.wegiveadamn.us, and the phone number at the bottom there is our phone number right to our office here. Without further ado, so who is J-4 Design? We are a company that is team-driven, solutions-focused. We find solutions to create something new together. And what I mean is our team, both myself and Jenna, we are here to help you. We want to be a part of your team, whether that's a regional theater, a local theater, storefront, or a school. We feel that by being as if we're in the room with you, we are the most helpful, as if we are with you on your staff. So act as if we're a sounding board, be open and honest with us, and we will be open and honest right back at you. So finding the solution, not the blame. That's really key. Because we are focused on looking for solutions. We don't want to, as a company, be presented with a problem and say, hey, we don't know what the issue is, it's that person's fault. Well, that person's fault really kind of cuts and shuts down the collaboration. And we want to continue that collaboration. So rather than finding a blame, we want to find the solution. And with any luck, we really won't need to worry about the blame. The two characters, I feel that I best am represented by Grover, and Beaker is best representing Jenna. So theatrical systems integration. For those that aren't familiar, systems integration is taking a lot of different stuff, lighting, rigging, audio and video, bringing it together into a space, installing it more for permanent installation, and making it all work, making it all happy together. So we cover some design and consulting where needed. We sell, so we furnish all of the equipment that we might discuss. We can handle project management, so we can kind of take your project and shepherd it to a completed state. And then we'll also do installation and customer support. So we are here for the long haul. Even if it's a simple question of, I forgot how to do something, we're here to help you figure out what that something is and to correct it and make it happy again. Who else is J-4 Designs? We are also an entertainment equipment repair facility. We deal with the lighting and the rigging equipment that comes up. And as such, we want to help you. We want to repair it. In many cases, you've invested quite a bit of money into the equipment that you may have, or you may have inherited equipment. We're here to help you with many different ways that may need to be done. I do want to announce that we are the authorized service center, meaning that's warranty repair, that's non-warranty repair, that's answering questions for chroma key and elation. We have been an elation repair center since the beginning of the year. Chroma key is the newest addition. There are a number of facilities across the United States that will repair chroma key. We are actually the facility that can repair chroma key under warranty. We will also be stocking parts for older equipment and newer equipment, and our facility to be able to purchase them should you want to purchase them from us rather than a dealer that you may work with. We are also on-site maintenance and yearly inspections. As many know, rigging departments, rigging in your theater should be inspected at least yearly. We help to facilitate those inspections. We also are able to do some on-site maintenance. As you can see from some of these pictures, some of them are perfectly good, as the one in the top corner, the one off to the side with the winch. That one's not so good. The wire is not supposed to coil that way. We also have a working knowledge of older equipment. So the lighting control system there with the knobs and the switches, we could certainly help you with that, or help you kind of begin the process of replacing. And then that poor system in the other corner, you might see there's a little bit of flame that seems to happen in the back corner there. So we can definitely help to repair that after the incident has happened. So where does Give a Damn come into play? So we are focused on solutions. We are focused on wanting to build that relationship with you. So we strive to be your regular mechanic. We strive to be that person that you can call. You don't even need to purchase from us. We will be happy to answer a question, happy to provide you with some feedback on what you may be thinking about. That is a part of that feeling of giving a damn, giving a care about our relationships. It extends to the veteran job training program that, although with COVID-19 had to go on a hiatus, we're hoping to reignite that energy and start training many of our veterans that are returning or that have returned on the job of working in theater, working in AV, and being repair technicians. And then behind the scenes, when this company was started, one of the very first things that we did, even before we had an office, was partner with behind the scenes to pledge a portion of the labor for all repairs that we complete, and pledge that to behind the scenes. And I'm happy to announce that even though we weren't there at the conference, we did complete our first donation to behind the scenes. We had about just around $400 that we were able to donate to this really needed charity. So don't take our word for it. We really are good at what we say we do. Many of these organizations, some of the general contractors, some of the universities and school systems, either I have worked with in my career, or Jenna has worked with, or our company has begun to build a relationship with. And please, if you know someone from these organizations, ask them about Scooter, ask them about Jenna, and the level of caring and support that you might get if you work with us. And so without further ado, J-4 Design, as I said, www.wegiveadamn.us. If you have any questions after today, it's info@j-4design.com, or our phone number is 410-878-6200. I do want to thank Cody and the rest of the USITT team for giving us this ability to come to each of you today. And they do an amazing job, and we look forward to being present in Columbus as one happy family. So without further ado, I turn it back to Cody. So I will stop my screen share.
Thank you, Scooter. Thank you, Jenna, as well, for joining today. While we encourage you to answer some questions, if you guys have any out there for us, I've got a few questions myself based on your presentation. Scooter, can you tell us a little bit more about the veteran job training program that you talked about? Because I think that's something that's super interesting. Although you said it had to take a little bit of a pause for the current situation that we're going through, but can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, certainly. So we're based in the Washington, D.C. region. And so when I first moved here, one of my first jobs was working, facilitating a lot of meetings with an AV company. A lot of the meetings about 10 years ago were very focused on finding job opportunities for the veterans who were returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. And it really kind of hit me, hey, theater has that ability, the entertainment industry has that ability to provide a lot of jobs for those people who are coming back. And ever since, I've really tried to start something. Now that I'm the president of this company, I can really start it myself. And we teamed up with that organization that was on the screen, Melwood. They're a local group that partners with a number of veterans organizations. So we will begin interviewing, bringing veterans in, and slowly build up a team here in our office, so that once they're done with their training, about a year or so, they can either go out into the marketplace and get jobs in the AV or lighting or theater communities, or what we hope is that we have so much work that we can keep them employed here in our facility.
That's amazing. That's such a cool initiative that you're doing, and something to totally get back to that veteran community, which is always in need. So thank you for doing that. I also wanted to point out, Scooter mentioned in his presentation behind the scenes, and for those of you that are watching that don't know what behind the scenes is, they're an amazing charity. They provide financial support and assistance to entertainment technology professionals in need due to injury or illness. They also have a huge mental health and suicide prevention initiative that they do all the time. It's a charity that I support very heavily, and so it's nice to see that you guys do as well. So just wanted to point that out to everyone there too, just in case anybody's in the time of need, right? The crazy time that we're all living through right now. So it's a good.
Yes.
We have a question that just came in from Richard Bryant. Richard's asking, do you have a project bucket list? And if so, what is one or two that you'd like to work on but have not had the opportunity to do yet?
So, short project bucket list. I actually have two main ones. And one certainly is to continue to provide training. It's important to me that we build a base of customers, but it's also very important that the customers get the knowledge and how to do some of the repairs themselves. An educated consumer is probably a much better consumer in the long run. And so it isn't always about how can we help you by repairing it. It can sometimes be, okay, it sounds like this may be the issue. Let me send you some parts and we can do a Zoom, we can do a phone call, we can train you and you can do the labor. And you can also save a little bit of money. So it really helps some of the smaller communities, smaller theaters. The other item on my bucket list actually is a pivoted project. I am in the process of researching a book. It's a book on theater history, and it focuses on 5 of probably our biggest topics that we deal with today, but don't quite know the history of. It's the history of the LECO, the history of the modern memory console, modern electronic dimming, DMX 512, and the moving light. We're doing research now. I'll be writing the book into next year, and you should hopefully all come to Baltimore after Columbus's conference and come and check the book out. I'm really proud of what's been going on and excited to what will be presented.
Amazing. That's awesome. Some good things to work on during this time as well. And yeah, thanks for the plug there for Baltimore as well in 2022. That's where we'll be. It's public knowledge. You didn't ruin anything, but
any help that we can give.
Yeah, exactly. Scooter, can you tell us a little bit about when you go on site and do repair and maintenance for these theaters and things? Do you provide the training there as well for their on-site staff, or how does that work?
So it can go either way. It really is up to the people that we'll be partnering with, that will be going in. I tend to educate no matter what, and tend to be a talker because I'm really enthused about what I see. Sometimes it's, here, let me let you into the room and let me know what happens. We really do try and push for the education, especially with the high schools that are out there. A lot of times we experience high schools that the teachers, the instructors, the parents are the ones who really end up having to do a lot of the work. And I personally got my start in high school. And as a matter of fact, J-4 is named after the building J and the room number 4 in which I learned theater in high school. So
awesome.
I'm very committed to educating the high school students because I feel that that knowledge will help draw them into our industry. And we need that knowledge in coding and in robotics and in technology just as much as everyone else does. And in fact, you can stumble over it everywhere in our community. So yes, education is always there, and in many cases is provided free of charge.
Perfect. Yeah, I think growing up I too I went to a high school program that had a performing arts magnet program associated with it, and I did the technical theater track there. And that was something that was always so cool, and we would have companies such as yourself come in and do maintenance on our equipment, and we would just work hand in hand with them and learn so much, because as you know, especially when you're in high school, you have the brain capacity to learn so many things. As we get older, that brain capacity lessens and lessens a little bit. But in high school, we're like, yay, eager, let's go. So it was a cool experience growing up through that sort of environment and community to learn from people just like yourself as they're doing that equipment. So I just wanted to ask that. Just looking to see, let me see if we have anything on Facebook yet, really quickly. Sorry.
I'm happy to see that people from Illinois have joined us. I actually grew up in Homewood, so seeing people from relatively close to my hometown is great. So
that's amazing. All right, we have a question that just came in from Ariel on Zoom. Let me just read this one. My name is Ariel. I'm the maintenance tech in Bright Ideas, the company I work. I found that the best things that we can do to keep lights working well is to do maintenance as often as possible. The main part is to have the light clean. What do you think, or do you keep lights working longer, specifically moving head fixtures?
You're really on the ball there. Keeping it clean is really one of the best things you can do to keep a moving light going. There are some other things that people don't always think about. If your fixture has fans, keeping it away from the fog machine or the haze machine is really important. Many years ago, I had a client who ran his haze machine all the time for hours and hours on end. It was a small stage, and they kept their moving lights on all the time as well. We had to literally take the fixtures apart almost down to the component level and degrease them because of the amount of grease that came into them. So keeping an eye on where you place it, the airflow, keeping it clean at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on how often. It's really smart to actually take it apart. And if you've got a CMY, a color engine in it, if it's a traditional arc unit, take it apart and clean it. Some fixtures, there's videos online, or we can kind of help you and give you some guidance on how to take it apart and clean the glass, because clean glass will actually provide you even more light than just changing out the lamp in many cases. Another thing to do is if there are parts that move a lot and require it to move along a shaft or be guided along something, providing the manufacturer specified lubricant on there will help it so that the motor doesn't struggle as much. And sometimes that's also key. But you're right on the ball. Just keep it up, and pop the covers every couple of months, and just kind of give a visual inspection is good as well. Great question.
Yeah, that was. And I remember I worked on cruise ships for many years, and that was preventative care and maintenance is the biggest thing that we did. We did it once a month, and it was not so much of a fun day, but it obviously is the thing that you got to do to keep it all moving and keep it all going. So that preventative maintenance is amazing. Scooter, where can people find more information or if they have questions? I know you put your slide up earlier. Will you just remind us of that website again, please?
Yeah, totally. It is www.wegiveadamn, just as it's spelled, no fancy spellings, .us. So again, it's WEGIVEADAMN.us. It helps if I remember how to spell. The phone number here is 410-878-6200, or you can email us at info@j-4design.com. That's INFO at the letter J dash the number 4 design.com.
Perfect. And we'll get all of that contact information and the website information up on our website too, on our resources page at usitt.org. So Scooter, Jenna, do you have anything else to add before we wrap up for today?
I'd just like to add that if you have questions for us, you don't need to be a lighting expert. That's our job. Don't be intimidated to call us and ask questions. We're genuinely here to help you figure out how to keep your spaces running, how to keep your lights working, and we'll work with you to figure out what the best solutions are. Don't think you need to have the answers before you call us. We'll help you find the answers.
I do want to add one more couple of bullet points. So before COVID-19, our hourly bench rate was $90 an hour, and our on-site rate was $125 an hour. Those are on our website. But because of COVID-19, we do have a special for USITT members until the end of May. It's $70 an hour for a bench rate, or if you're able to pay in advance, if we're able to do some quick diagnostics over the phone, and you're able to provide a credit card in advance, it's $60 an hour for that charge for labor. Parts, of course, would be assessed at that time. I also have two special deals right now. One ends at the end of April, but they're the Martin Lico, the Martin ELP with a lens and shipping and an ability to just take it out of the box and hang it up. We're currently selling for $1,300 a piece. That includes shipping, and that's until the end of April. Or Chroma Q, the Color One 100, when you purchase 24 or more units, shipping included again is $580 a piece. So those are two COVID-19 USITT specials. Please take us up on it or call us for more information. And there are many others. We are here to help you. We're here to help even the tightest of budgets. We don't have a specific product line to sell. It is solutions and not specifics. So thank you again, Cody, for this time. And thank you everybody from the Caribbean to the West Coast to Louisiana and Canada. It's great to see everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. One final question really quickly before we sign off. For those of us who might have been using our rigs regularly, and now because of obviously COVID-19, our rigs and our theaters have been shut. Do you have any best practices for when these places are, what should someone do when the doors are open back up? Is there something that they should check or a little bit of maintenance they should perform before we start firing our rigs up and sort of going in all full force?
A lot of the touring people know this from experience. If you had to shut your whole rig down and you need to turn it back on, certainly the one most important thing is to, number one, give a visual inspection of the whole rig and make sure nothing just by happenstance got unplugged. Then as you're visually inspecting the whole rig, for your key arc fixtures, if you have moving lights involved, go ahead and pop the back cap and check the lamp to make sure nothing is wrong with it. Make sure it's not cracked or anything. Once it's all buttoned up, don't turn it all on in one go. Don't flip one master switch because that could cause some adverse issues. Either you might pop a breaker, or you might see the building lights dim, or you might see a fixture blow inadvertently. But certainly, if you are able to get in again a day or so before, getting in there and cleaning the fixtures, especially since they've been sitting idle, and giving them some TLC, that's always good. If you're able to get in there now and take advantage of the downtime and be the only person there, really scrubbing them and cleaning them. This unfortunately is a bad time for us, but fortunately is a great time for people who just haven't had the ability to do that maintenance.
Perfect. So obviously with social distancing measures in place,
exactly.
if you can get
exactly, keep 6 feet apart between fixtures.
They're susceptible as well. No, if you can get in to do it, now is a great time, as you said. But if not, those are some great tips for bringing your spaces back to life once we get the go ahead for that. Scooter and Jenna, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today and for all that knowledge you provided us. For everyone watching out there, we will be sure to get all of J-4's contact information up on our website, as well as those specials that Scooter mentioned as well. I know some of them are expiring at the end of April, so just to be sure to check that out today. We'll get those on our social channels right away for you. We hope that you've enjoyed the session today, and we look forward to welcoming you back to another of USITT's online training and education sessions in the near future. Coming up this afternoon on Format 4, we have 2 different session options again today. So sorry, my dog is coughing in the background. We're doing this from home, okay? We have 2 options for you again today. We'll be presenting new recommendations for sound documentation and graphics, as well as Sisters United through 3D scanning and printing. So if you haven't already registered for those, please do so on our website, usitt.org. Just a quick reminder too, if you're interested in a session, but maybe you're not able to come, or you have a class or a meeting that pops up during that same time, go ahead and register for it online. That'll make sure that you get into the system database for that class. And then once those videos are edited together and ready to send out, we can send them out to you. That'll be done via email. So just be sure to register for what you're interested in, even if you may not be able to attend. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and give us a like on all of our social media platforms as well. That's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Be sure to check us out there for all of the latest USITT news. We'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our friends at the American Society of Theater Consultants for their generous support in making these webinars and broadcasts possible. Thank you, ASTC, for that. And also, if you have a moment at the completion of this webinar, as soon as I hit end meeting, you will be prompted to take a short survey. These surveys are just so that we can make sure that we are providing you the content that you need during this time. So just take a moment to do that if you can. And once again, thank you so much for joining us today and every day for these online education sessions. We really appreciate your attendance for them. On behalf of all of us at USITT, I'd like to wish you all a great afternoon, a great weekend ahead, and we'll see you back here for Format 4 and again here Monday for New at Noon. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.